In romantic movies, we normally meet two people who are mainly male or female, and they go through the events in 4 to 6 weeks. And in these weeks, we see that they are either old lost friends or complete strangers who have out of nowhere created feelings for each other on first sight. Well, these representations in overglorified forms of love are false. Today, I'll be talking about how romantic movies cause emotional distress, the emotional effects, the physical effects, and finally, the moral effects. Oh wow, look at him over there. Isn't he so handsome, dashing, and fake? Sorry, didn't mean to pop any bubbles there, but this is exactly what emotional distress is. Emotional distress is when you have you emotional distress is a reaction caused by intense emotions or or an event caused. This is also defined as emotional damage. Newsflash, this happens a lot more than you will think. And while we're on news, while we're on the topic of news, I'm going to also talk about the social effects that can be caused by a breakup, an intense breakup, or just a fight in a relationship that seemed like it was going perfectly, like the movies, but didn't exactly go as planned. So, going back to news, while we go through our daily life, we watch news sometimes, and we get our social and current events that are happening throughout the days. Well, this creates a topic to talk about on the day, so you can find friends, talk to your friends, or know who you aren't going to get along with. In the event of a breakup, you you know that once you're in a relationship, your friends will merge, get to know each other very well, as long as you yourself getting to know not only your newfound love, but your newfound friends. And in the event of a breakup or fight, those friends who, once they've heard both sides of the story, can do two things: or stay loyal, or entrustful, or they can stab you in the back and leave you hanging because they've found out that maybe you've done stuff they didn't like, or they just didn't like you as much as you thought they hoped, as much as you hoped they would like. This leads to broken trust, loyalty, and broken hope. Not only does this break your friendships apart, but it also ruins the chance of, instead of a love relationship, a friend relationship with a person that you thought was perfect. Well, this can often become a bigger issue after watching a romantic movie or reading a romantic book, because you think it gets embedded into your brain that these kind of relationships that don't seem quite right can still work out, or these old friendships can boil into something new. And once finding out that your friends can easily just leave you like that, while seeing in romantic movies and books, your friends most of the time won't leave you, it can often hurt much more than you think, causing emotional damage and emotional distress. Heartbreak is most of the time just an internal feeling. Most don't feel it on the outside, but that is not always the case. Because heartbreak leads to many things, like the 5 stages of grief, which is mainly just on the inside. but as well as broken trust, which still on the inside. And then finally, loss of emotion. Well, heartbreak isn't only on the inside. It can also affect on the outside. It can affect the way you treat others and cause a void of loneliness or anger. A, a good example of this is Queen Isabel, who in 1750 she was a queen of all queens and ruled with her mighty king. Well, in sometime in the 1750s, it's not properly recorded. Her late husband died of an illness, and not soon after she followed due to neglect of herself, starving herself. The only thing she'd do in those days of sorrow is sit at her bay window, looking out of her tower, hoping for one day her late husband to return. This is the best form of outside heartbreak because not only is it the first, it changed the motion of history due to a king and queen both being dead. As we look through love, we know that a big figure in love is Cupid. And love is all about morals and your heart. Well, as Cupid's piercing bow has shown, it hurts once you've lost a loved one. Well, this also can affect your morals. Once learning that the romantic love life that is shown through movies and heard through books isn't true, your thoughts and beliefs on love can easily change. As you listened to your heart through your love life, your hopeful love life of romantic movies, you learn that you see that these false knowledges of what love can be isn't what it will be most of the time, because most of the time what your identification of love is based off of what you've seen, like through your parents or as topics, romantic movies and books. In in learning through these three things, it changes how your moral outlook is. As you listen to the movies, watch the pictures, read the books, believing every letter and syllable. And as you watch your parents adorn over each other in a loving gaze, you think, I can have that with anybody most of the time. Well, this is you thinking with your morals and heart. While it is important to believe in your morals and love with your heart, you also have to think with your mind and know, is this really what love is? Well, as today comes to an end, we have talked about the emotional effects, physical effects, and social moral effects of what romantic movies and books create. And I hope that Cupid's piercing bow can finally one day dawn on you.